Your markets with Nompo are coming up in just a bit, but before we get to that, the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Njabulo Nzuza, is visiting the department's Germiston office at the moment, and this follows yesterday's protest actions and evictions. And during that operation, protesters torched the Home Affairs building in Germiston. The Deputy Minister is briefing the media right now. We take you live to that now, where our reporter Calvin is standing by.
Good afternoon to you and to our SABC viewers at home. Yes, indeed, you are spot on. We are just outside the Home Affairs, the local offices here in Germiston. The live visuals that happened showed you earlier were of the building that was gutted by fire yesterday, allegedly so by protesters. But let me introduce the Deputy Minister, Njabulo Nzuza. Thank you very much for your time. You can just tell us now, yesterday what we got is that 2 people were arrested, and we were told by the provincial manager here that documents such as smart IDs and passports were not damaged. An update from you.
Yeah, indeed, 2 people were arrested. We are working with the police to make sure that we bring to justice all those who were involved in torching this building. This indeed is a barbaric act, and I don't think it should be supported, and I don't think anyone under any circumstances can really support damaging of property like this. The value of the assets we had here was just about 15 million, and some of them have been gutted to fire. As you can see, the entire first floor has been burnt out. That is our immigration wing, which means that this is where they process all immigration related matters that has to do with illegal immigration, that has to do with various immigration applications, that has to do with inspectorate. All of that is gone. The fire has taken it all because of irresponsible people who decided to come and burn this building. You are indeed correct. The smart ID cards that were in the bottom floor were not affected because some of them was in the strong room, as well as the passports were also saved because they were in the strong room. But the papers that have to do with the LRB application, that is the late birth registration, have all been negatively affected. We are looking now at measures on how we can actually mitigate the situation. We have directed some of the people who will normally come here, because we service about 500 people, about 500 people here. Out of those 500 people, we have directed some of them to the civic center, where we have 4 mobile units. Some of them, sorry, can I just have someone? Thank you. Some of them, we've directed them to the Albertine office, so that's where they are now being serviced. Already we have serviced about 100 in the mobile units. We anticipate that numbers will then grow. What we're also looking at is that the pilot that we're having with banks will now have to venture into this space quite urgently, because the people are affected. This is very wrong. You are talking about children who are in schools, who are expecting those mobiles to come and take their applications. Today, those mobiles are not in schools. They are now having to come here and prepare for the damage and then cover for the damage that has happened here.
Yesterday when I was here, there was a couple that wanted to get married here. Unfortunately for them, that did not happen. Are you engaging such people? What are you saying to them?
Yeah, as I've said, everyone who had came here, they must now be directed to Albertine. Those who are collecting their smart ID cards as well as passports, specifically for that particular couple, will take interest in them and will make sure that they are assisted.
When we were inside, this interview was supposed to be conducted inside, but it's dark inside. Water is leaking everywhere. The damage is so much severe. How long might it take to renovate this building?
We are not sure how long it will take to renovate the building. As you'll know that there will have to be structural engineers who will have to come in and so on. But this is a leased building through Public Works. So Public Works will take charge. We know that there is about 2 years that was left in our lease on this building. So they will have to look at the options, and then we can see how we move forward.
Have you managed to take everything that was inside?
What we could take, we've already taken out. I was talking to the PM now. We had to even move the cars of the staff members out of the building. Whatever that we could get out, we had to get it to safety. But there's a lot more equipment that is remaining there that we can't be able to move up until certain things are done in the building, like structural damages, whether it is safe for people to then do that particular work. But I can tell you that, look, in as much as this destruction has happened, which is very barbaric, I must say again, we will continue to service our clients and make sure that we use the mobile fleet and then divert them, including the staff that was working here. We are just fortunate that none of them got injured. Imagine if they were already inside the building and if we had people inside the building, you know, it would have been far more disastrous. But I think because it happened early before the office was actually opened, that is why we were able to then save the staff members, but we had to move their cars because some of them had already started coming in.
Yesterday, we interviewed Major General Fred Kekana. He's the Deputy Police Commissioner here in Gauteng. He did mention that there's a link between the torching of this building and the protest that was taking place not far from where we are. So now, what is your message to the members of the community now, especially when it comes to torching a public infrastructure?
One is that protest must be protest. Our constitution guarantees us a right to have peaceful protest, but protest must not be violent. Expressing your rights must not negatively impact on the rights of other people. What they have done here is barbaric, and I must make it very clear. Law enforcement will take its course. We will make sure that the state exerts its authority so that it becomes a lesson to anyone in the future who wants to burn down government buildings, that there will be consequences. This is literally wrongdoing. We have launched a case with the SAPS of malicious damage to property, as well as torching for them. Touching the building is called arson, I believe. So all those cases we have lodged them, and we are providing information that will help us. We'll be able to see. We are able to see who came here, who did what. And I don't think any South African who loves this country should be supporting the issue of burning down of buildings like this. Under no circumstances can you have more than 500 people who will now be affected negatively, who have to go and be serviced elsewhere now. Let alone those who have applications that are pending, which were in paper, that will now delay. Those are people who needed those documents so that they can go and interact with banks, so that they can go and apply for social welfare, so that they can go and fill out their matric forms in schools, so that they could go and apply to universities. Now they will have to face a delay. I don't think anyone can support that. This is wrong, and people must be brought into justice.
Thank you very much. Please don't go far, because we need to engage you in isiZulu for our Ngoni News. Thank you very much. That was Njabulo Nzuza. He is the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, elaborating more on the damage thereof, saying that fortunately there were no fatalities that took place here. We remember yesterday when we were here, there was a protest. The situation was volatile. The situation was tense, and police had to use rubber bullets to disperse angry crowds. We are told now that at least no one has died here. We are told that even the cars that belongs to staff members of Home Affairs in this office behind me are safe. They have removed everything that they could take yesterday. And Njabulo Nzuza telling us
from
that
our studios we are having difficulty hearing you. That's our reporter Calvin Gludla, live from Germiston, after speaking to the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs Njabulo Nzuza following yesterday's torching of the Home Affairs building there.